You are now embarking on an optical procedure, part of the correctional process.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Planet Coaster and welcome back to the Smiler. This is episode 4 and we are moving on to the main station building. Well, starting the main station building. However, in this first part of the video I will be constructing the correction block, which is the indoor queue line section before you actually get to the station. Now this correction block, well, the entire building actually is kind of built around the first inversion. All the corridors, all the rooms and everything are quite literally on the other side of the wall to the first inversion. So when you're in the correction block or the baggage hold or the exit corridor and you're resting against the wall, maybe, like, would you know that the first inversion's literally on the other side of that wall? Probably not. But yeah, so it's a very compact building and it's been quite difficult to look at how it's all structured. It took me a while to figure out how the exit corridor navigated through the building, because of course the exit corridor goes like around the first inversion, over the first inversion, and it's a very hard building to get right. However, let's not talk about that just now. We are doing the correction block. So for the walls of the correction block I used the concrete pieces like I used on the pre-lift section, and this time it's all blacked out because of course that's how it is in real life. And actually the concrete pieces look very similar to the real concrete bricks in real life, and it's very, very nice. The Planet Coaster does have some realistic pieces in the game sometimes. Of course, doing the outside wall, decided to keep with this concrete wall, as I think it's just the best way to do it. To be honest, I think it looks good, and yeah, really. Here I'm trying to figure out where the the fast track. Is this where fast track goes in? No, I think this is disabled and single rider goes in. But of course it's not really like that anymore, because they took down on staffing budgets, you know, and they don't have someone operating that section anymore. So what they do, they just have a door open that single riders can just go through and go up the stairs easily without having to be let in by a member of staff, which, you know, it speeds up the process a bit, but I don't understand why they can't just have it like it's always been, because it doesn't really require an extra member of staff. Because, like, despite the single rider queue now going straight through an open door, there's still a member of staff there managing the correction block queue and telling people where to go and everything. So yeah, it's just a bit pointless, to be honest. I think it's something to do with the fact that baggage hold is now gone. I'm not sure if that baggage hold will actually ever be returning. I think it should return because it's a really good form of security for your bags, because it was replaced by shelves on the station, which is very, very unsecure. Yeah, they got a CCTV camera watching it, but other than that, you know, Alton Towers say, you know, it's your bag's your responsibility. If it gets stolen, you'll have to sort it out yourself, because they don't claim responsibility for anything to do with your bags. And it's all the thing to try and get people to buy lockers, really. I think it is something to do with that. But yeah, I still think they should bring the baggage hold back on 13 and Smiler, because they've got it on Wicker Man, which is really good. So please, Alton Towers, bring it back for Smiler and 13, because it's just some extra security. You know, maybe you might have something very expensive in your bag. For me, I have a very expensive camera in my bag when I go to theme parks, and I don't want that getting stolen. So it's kind of annoying. Here we're doing the infamous floodlights. Everyone hates these floodlights, and I hate them too because they ruin the atmosphere of the correction block. They're not turned on all the time, they're only turned on sometimes. I don't understand why they turn them on, but mind you, it doesn't really make a difference because half the time the correction block is just blue screens, isn't it? Like, the projectors never work anymore. It's a shame how Merlin, well, not really, I'm not sure if it's Merlin, but just the operation of the Smiler has basically gone to shit, and it's annoying to see all the effects aren't what they used to be. Like, the projectors, they barely work anymore. The flashing lights and the smoke in the station when you dispatch, that's not really there anymore. Most of the Marmalizer effects aren't turned on anymore. It's just a shame that Smiler has gone a bit down the drain, especially the state of the queue line. The state of Smiler's queue line is appalling. Like, I think it's just the way the Smiler's queue line's been designed with all its concrete and everything, and the fact that it's in a massive pit. That's, even though they do try to clean it during the close season, it always gets dirty so quickly. But yeah, so done the correction block. Now we're doing the baggage hold corridor, which has these yellow walls, and of course this is where baggage hold was, and it is still in there. It is still there. I think it's just boarded up by some sort of sign that says, you know, please store your bags on the station platform. So yeah, once again, it's annoying how baggage hold has gone. Whilst I'm doing this, I thought I should talk a bit about what Merlin has been announcing over the past couple of weeks. Of course, we know about Gangster Granny the Ride and a whole new area going to Alton Towers. However, Chessington have announced a new area, I believe it's called Rainforest or something. I think it's a re-themed area. I'm not sure if it is a re-themed. I think it's a re-themed area, but it's got this new IP ride, which I'm not too thrilled about. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Chessington's IP rides. Yes, Gruffalo was really good, but after Gruffalo, I think that's when they should have stopped, because we had, what was the one last year? Was it Room on the Broom or something? I think it was Room on the Broom. And now this year we're getting some sort of elephant thing. I really don't know what it's called, and it's just annoying to constantly see IPs to a park that can do quite decent theming, to be honest. It's a shame, really. There's also been a lot of discussion on what's coming to Thorpe Park for 2020. To be realistic, nothing's coming to Thorpe Park for 2020. Yes, they've got their little teaser saying initializing 2020, watch this space. It's not going to be anything major. If it's going to be anything new, it will be a re-theme of something, or it will just be another event like Game Effects was, or Bouncilla. If it was a new ride, planning permission would have been submitted ages ago, and construction would have already started during the closed season. And of course, as we've seen from Monk's Walks videos, from Digital Dan and Jack Silkstone, there isn't any construction on any new rides at the park. So the whole initializing 2020 thing, don't get too hyped about it, because nothing major is coming to Thorpe Park this year. It's just going to be some sort of re-theme or some sort of event. Either one of those two it will be. But anyway, what am I doing now? Ah, yes, I'm doing this little outdoor section. Now this little section of the queue line is what gets the most dirty, in my opinion. It's horrible. Well, the clip just changed. Oh well. But yeah, so in that clip change, let's go over what I did. I did the whole roof of the correction block and the baggage hold corridor sort of thing, and it's got that sort of tile roof. I tried to get that in. I did manage to get it in, which is good. It's not like a flat, smooth concrete surface. It's tiles on some sort of stone texture. I'm not sure. But yeah, just doing the concrete walls for the station. You can see I actually grey boxed the station, and that actually gave me quite a good idea of what the station would look like in Planet Coaster, in this world, in this recreation. And yeah, I don't really grey box that often, but I think I might grey box more often now, because yeah, it did give a good idea of where to build and how it's going to look, and I'm glad I grey boxed it before doing all the detail. But yeah, of course I'm doing all the detail right here. I had like a pre-built little bit of the concrete blocks once again, using these beam pieces again to do sort of the roof, what's it called, like the cut off to the roof. But later on in the episode I do use these same pieces to do the massive spiral that goes all along the station, the outside the station I mean. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, and it was quite tedious to do. I tried to get it right. I think I got it right. I'm happy with how it looks, but you'll see that later on in the episode. You know, once again, just copy and pasting the concrete blocks here and there. Nothing special, to be honest, but the clip's about to change. There we go. And now we're doing the process complete. I'm not sure. I might release this smiler font I've made to the workshop. If you want it on the workshop, this smiler font, for, you know, if you want to do signs in your park, then sure, I'll release it. But yeah, I used the ha sort of thing that I did last episode and use that to make the process complete sign. I was thinking about doing the filmmaker's toolkit for this process complete sign, but I wanted it to be properly in Planet Coaster, as in only use Planet Coaster parts and only use filmmaker's toolkit for parts that you just absolutely cannot do in Planet Coaster. That is the limit, what I've chosen to do with TMTK. Of course, I did the Smiler logo on the maintenance shed in TMTK because you just cannot do that with the parts in Planet Coaster. But yeah, I was really thinking of doing this process complete sign and the spiral as well. I would probably figure out some way to do the spiral in TMTK, but no, I did it with the art shapes, and I'm happy with how it's come out. It's not extremely accurate, and that's purely because the font size that I did it is a bit large compared to what it is in real life, and I can't do anything about that. It's just the scale of Planet Coaster. I've used the smallest art shapes I could, but yeah, I can't do anything about it. And here is where it becomes inaccurate, to be honest, because the P does go across that corner as it is right now. The P does go across the corner like that. However, if the P did stay like that, I wouldn't be able to fit the leet bit of complete on. So the P did have to go back to its to that wall, which I'm doing right now. It's had to go back like that, and it's a shame that I've done it like that. Once again, it's just a Planco scale. I can't do anything about it, and I don't want to do it in filmmaker's toolkit because I feel like doing it in filmmaker's toolkit is not going to be a genuine Planet Coaster recreation, if you get what I mean. So yeah, so just putting the leap part on here. Yes, it still doesn't fit on as it does in real life. However, yeah, I literally just did this to make it look like it cuts off when it gets to the wall, and yeah, it works. Of course, this recreation can't be 100% accurate, and we're gonna have to make sacrifices like this later on in the recreation as well. So here comes the spiral part of the station. This took quite a while to do. It was very, very tedious. I posted this on Bronation, the completed thing, and someone asked me, how on earth did you do the spiral? Well, this is how I did it. I used the little beam pieces I got off the filmmaker's toolkit workshop, and that is because they are the smallest pieces that you could use, and they're really, really good pieces as well. I know I just said I wouldn't use filmmaker's toolkit that much, but for this I just had to. I had to use the MTK for this, and I'm very, very happy with how this spiral came out. I'm very, very glad of how it came out. It doesn't look janky, it doesn't look jagged, it looks nice and circular to how it does in real life. I'm very proud of how it's come out. But yeah, just deleting all the bits and bobs so it doesn't look unnatural, and of course it does go over to the other bit of the wall as well, so I'm doing that too. And yeah, this is the last clip of the timeless last clip of the episode, so I am going to sign off here and you can enjoy watching the rest of this. There's about a couple minutes left of the episode, so thank you very much for watching. A lot of you unsubscribed. I've been looking at the analytics, a lot of you aren't subscribed, so please do consider subscribing, as we are getting close to 1.5k now. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Actually, no, before I sign off, I'm going to talk about Hex. The truth about Hex is I'm not going back to it until Smiler's done. I'm not sure when Smiler will be done, but I'm not going back to Hex until Smiler's done. The reality is, I'm enjoying Smiler a lot more than what I was enjoying Hex. Hex was a bit boring for me because it's just a building really with a ride in it. Whereas this is one big massive coaster. I just enjoy building this more than Hex, and you guys seem a lot. You guys like Smiler a lot more than Hex. The analytics show that, like, compared to Hex, Smiler is huge on the channel really. Smiler normally averages about 500 to 800 views per video per episode or whatever, whereas Hex only averaged about 200 to 400 views. So yeah, you guys definitely like Smiler a lot more than Hex, so I am going to keep to Smiler, and then once I've done Smiler I will continue Hex, and I won't be thinking about another project until Hex is done. So yeah, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, please consider subscribing. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.